All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are live coming at you from the world of YouTube. This is the Real to Sports Podcast, and welcome to another episode of the Tuesday Night Delight, man. Sports to talk about. And tonight we got some college football news on our favorite segment, On the Mark. And we got the scores from around the NFL from week 13. And we're going to talk a little football with you guys tonight, man. We here and we are ready. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready right here on the Real to Sports Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here with us on this Tuesday night, wherever in the world you are right now. Thank you for watching the Real to Sports Podcast, your destination, of course, for expert analysis and opinions on the NFL. I got my partners right here. Got my partners here. Also, they are the very prestigious Real to Sports Podcast panel. But before I introduce you guys to the stars, to the greats, if you look at the bottom of your screen right here, man, the Real to Sports Podcast voting starts now. Real Sports Podcast MVP. Hit 1 for Q-Dog. Hit 2 for Young Mark. Hit 3 for Philly G. Hit 4 for Deuce. And hit 5 for the Rockstar. Get your voting in, put it in, put it now, put it in. It will be on the whole show tonight, so get your votes in tonight. Also, the voting starts in the Real to Sports group tonight to vote for the MVP, and it will be revealed this Saturday on our 2-year anniversary show. Now, let's get to the important guys in the room. Fly Eagles fly still.
Yes, sir.
And they are still cemented as the defending NFC champions. They are still the number 1 seed in the NFC. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is, ladies and gentlemen, a one-time Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles. He is the pride of Philadelphia, and he's Philadelphia's favorite son. It is Philly G.
Y'all see that? Let's go. Philly, we in the building. Got the bird on. You feel me?
Let's go, birds.
Still good.
Let's
Still
go.
Here. All right,
Still
fly, baby.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. And my main man, representing the 3-time Super Bowl champion, those Las Vegas Raiders. The silver and black is in the building. My man, Oklahoma State's alumni. Oh, no.
Raider
Nation there.
Claim your team.
The Raider Nation is still in the building. This man has over 200 episodes. That's why I officially named him Mr. Episode himself. It is the very faithful, the commissioner of the Real to Sports Fantasy Football League. It is Mr. Young Mark.
What's going on, y'all? We got a lot to get into tonight. But without any further ado, I just want to say to my main man, Philly G, cry, Eagles, cry. On the road to misery. Cry, Eagles, cry.
He hit the remix, bro.
Yes, sir. How about them 49ers, boy? Bang, bang, Niner game.
He hit the remix, yo.
Oh, you 0-2 against teams from the Bay Area, ain't you?
It's funny that you say that in the regular season.
yeah, boy.
But we ain't gonna act like that. We're gonna get into it in a little bit. Don't worry about it.
He hit the remix.
I'm waiting for college though.
Ooh.
You know why?
day, baby. All day. I got Philly G and I got Mr. Episode. They are both in the building tonight. They're going to bring you guys some football. But speaking of Mr. Episode, he got some good stuff for you right here for college football news on the mark. Mr. Episode, got the keys?
Already know.
Let's roll.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's good, everybody? It's that glorious time of the show where we kick things in a high gear and we bring you the latest and greatest from the world of college football. It's time for another episode of On the Mark. I am your host, yours truly, Young Mark. And we got a lot to get into tonight in terms of college football. A lot of big news went down over the weekend. But before we get into the college game, I'm going to take a slight detour real quick. Hey, host, I got some good news for you, my man.
What's that?
Remember how you've been saying there's a certain former NFL head coach and you really want to be your defensive coordinator with the Raiders? Mr. Wade Phillips?
Yeah, Wade Phillips. Yeah.
Well, your wish might come true, host. It was officially announced over the weekend. It's official. The XFL and the USFL will officially become one united football league this spring. The two leagues are merging together. The league is officially set to kick off March the 30th, 2024. Games will be held on ESPN, ABC, Fox, and FS1, with NBC bowing out of the race due to the scheduling. But I bring up host one Wade Phillips for a reason. Right now, it's being reported that the two leagues are going to bring 4 teams apiece into this thing to combine into the new league. Coming from the XFL, we have the Arlington Renegades, who recently won the XFL championship. Shout out Luis Perez. The San Antonio Brahmas, led by NFL wide receiver Hines Ward. The St. Louis Battlehawks are coming back, as well as the DC Defenders. So those are the 4 teams from the XFL. From the USFL, we're going to have the defending champion Birmingham Stallions, the Michigan Panthers, the Memphis Showboats, and the Houston Gamblers.
Bro,
those are going to be your 8 teams. And I bring that up because you notice I didn't mention the Houston Roughnecks. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to be dropped in favor of the Gamblers. I kind of disagree with that just because of how competitive the Houston Roughnecks have been since they came into the XFL. But on host side, that's a little bit of good news because now Wade Phillips is going to be free. So if the defensive coordinator position opens up the Raiders, Wade Phillips can finally come on home and make host the happiest man on earth.
Come on, Wade. Come on, bro.
March 30th, 2024, man, the United Football League officially kicks off. Now, for the reason everybody's here, let's go ahead and get into the latest and greatest in the world of college football. This past weekend was conference championship weekend. I'm going to start off with the game of the weekend. Easily the most competitive game, my personal favorite. Washington, they outlast Oregon in the rematch of the season. They beat the Oregon Ducks 34-31. The game literally came down to the fourth quarter. It was a back and forth game. Oregon made a little bit of a comeback when it looked like they were going to get blown out, but they hung in there. And Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. played their butts off, and that's a good reason why they're 2 of the Heisman finalists. More to come on that a little bit later. Then there was a little bit of chaos. I know Philly G and hosts are going to get hyped. The Alabama Crimson Tide remained undefeated in the SEC championship game against the Georgia Bulldogs. They won the SEC championship 27-24. Alabama was out front almost the entire time. Georgia tried to make a comeback to try to make it interesting, but Alabama kept them at bay. Shout out to Nick Saban and the boys from Tuscaloosa on another SEC championship.
Thank you.
I mentioned chaos because despite Florida State finishing the season 13-0 and defeating Louisville 16-6 in the ACC title game, unfortunately they were left out of the college football playoff. Going into the college football playoff for 2023, it will be the Michigan Wolverines, the Washington Huskies, the University of Texas Longhorns and the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Florida State finishes the year ranked 5th. Georgia falls all the way from number 1 to 6. This is the very first time in the history of the college football playoff that a team that was number 1 in the second and last rankings fell out of the playoff completely. And it's also the very first time that an undefeated Power 5 champion did not make the playoff. So before I express my opinion on that, Philly G, host, do you guys have any opinions on Florida State being left out? Philly G, I'm going to start with you.
I mean, like I've said this past weekend, man, honestly, how I feel, being a diehard Alabama fan, not going to be biased. FSU played a hell of a season. I feel like injuries should not matter. But as far as strength of schedule, and because of the conference that they play in compared to the SEC, we knew that they weren't going to leave an SEC champion out. We knew that from the gate. Either us or Georgia was going to get in. But I feel like Texas was a bigger problem because they have the win over us and they won their conference over y'all. So, FSU should just worry about next year. It's a bigger playoff next year. 6 gets you in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Host, how do you feel?
Just real quick, man. I really hate it for those young men of Florida State. They worked their butts off. They went undefeated, man. Great games that they had through the season. It's unfortunate it went down like this. I think college needs to get a little bit more better. Which they is next year when they expand. But I really wish, to be honest with you, I mean I like Alabama, but Florida State should have had it. You know what I mean? Like I said, they haven't been beaten. So, but you know, like Philly G said, they need to just think about, don't worry about right now, just think about next year. And it's tough to say because when you work so hard in a program like that, you go undefeated. You know, that's a big thing to go undefeated and not get anything from it. You know, that could really that is really detrimental to a team like Florida State. Shout out to Travis. Get well soon, bro.
Definitely.
I just add real quick, Coach, on that to
Yes,
piggyback off it. Just beat Georgia and show why you should have been in.
Well, that's going to be easier said than done. I agree with what both of you guys said, but I agree with Philly G a little bit more. Injury shouldn't have played a part in it, in my humble opinion. Florida State should have gotten in.
Yeah.
I know people complain about the way that they won the ACC championship, but if you remember a couple years ago, Ohio State not only made the playoff, but they went and won the national championship when they were down to their third-string quarterback due to the first two getting hurt, just like Florida State. And the key difference between the two of them is Ohio State got embarrassed at home by Virginia Tech. Florida State went undefeated. So in my humble opinion, Florida State should have gotten in. I understand Alabama, and their dominant run and the way they turned their season around, but I just don't feel like you should punish the entire team like that. Especially considering it's much easier to rebuild a team in the pros than it is in college, because in college you can only stay for so long. A lot of Florida State's best players are like 4th or 5th year seniors, like Jordan Travis, for example, the quarterback. He's out of eligibility. His collegiate career is pretty much done. So there's no coming back for him. So who's to say if next year they're going to have another team that can go on the national championship run like the one that they had this year. But unfortunately, that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. Now, y'all know how we got to close things out on the mark. It's time for the beatdown of the week.
Jeez.
And notice how when I went through the conference championship games, I left one conference out. Philly G referenced it, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out the way. The beatdown of the week involves my beloved Oklahoma State Cowboys, who went into Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium to play the Texas Longhorns. It was never a fight. They tried. The refs even tried to help them, but it just wasn't enough.
Jeez.
UT steamrolls my beloved Cowboys 49-21. Like I said, we scored some extra points in garbage time, but it was never really a competitive game. Shout out Quinn Ewers and Steve Sarkisian and Mr. Worthy. They came to play. They scored a touchdown on 6 straight drives. We really had no answer for them. So, unfortunately for me, one of my favorite teams in it, but the beatdown of the week goes to the University of Texas, Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now that we've gotten to pretty much the end of college football season here, this is going to be the last on the mark of 2023. It's been a pleasure to bring you guys the latest and greatest from college football. We'll be back in January to cover the semifinals and the national championship game. But for right now, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy bowl season and come back in January, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget about us, because I promise you, for the last on the market of college football season, we're going to end it with the beatdown of the year. I'm going to go through the record books and try to find the largest, most out there score that I can. And it's going to be crowned the first ever beatdown of the year. So make sure you come back to us on Sports to Talk About in January to see who wins that beatdown of the year championship. But that's it for 2023 on the mark. Back to you, host.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
And those of you watching, man, and give that man a standing ovation for, I'm telling you, man, Young Mark has really worked his tail off to bring us college football. Just to get news and get a whole format, like that takes work. That takes work. And that man bring it every single Tuesday, man, every single Tuesday to get the creative mind going and bring it. So
that is
you deserve it.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
You deserve it. Oh man, so but you are gonna do XFL and the combine. They haven't named.
Yeah.
They haven't given a name yet, right?
Well, the rumor has it it's going to be called the United Football League, but nothing has been formally announced just yet.
Okay.
But they did pass like the antitrust laws and everything, so it is going to be official. They are going to become one, and more details should be coming out soon.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear the name. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
It's going to be crazy. Wow. That is
The
definitely gonna be
UXFL.
crazy.
that's what I would like it to be called. I
What's it?
hope they
Say it
call it
again?
the UXFL, but
Ooh,
UX.
I like that. I like that.
I don't know. I've been hearing the common one that I've been hearing from all my sources has been United Football League. So we'll see.
Makes sense. Two
I think that too.
together. Yeah.
So real quick on that, it's going to be 8 teams, 4 from XFL, 4 from USL.
That's going to be
make
the
it
initial
bigger, though.
goal.
Why not make it bigger?
I would imagine that's going to be the plan.
Go in the
but-
future.
I think it makes sense to kind of start off a little bit smaller,
Okay.
just
Pilot.
considering the USFL kind of had the stability as far as like financials versus the XFL. So it makes sense to start out small, see how it goes, and then expand. But I would certainly imagine if they do expand, I would bring back the Philly Stars for sure.
Thank
They
you.
were always competitive.
Thank
I
you.
would definitely look at bringing back the Seattle Sea Dragons as well because they were competitive also.
Mm-hmm.
There's
As long
another
as we
thing.
lead
though.
the Vegas Vipers where they at, we good.
I feel you. I feel you. The biggest thing is with the rules. I mean, as far as the rules, because XFL and USFL had totally different rules. Where some rules stick, where some rules go. Like I like XFL's rules. To be honest with you, but because not XFL, USFL, because they play a little bit more loose. But we'll see. We'll see what
You
The
can
Rock
We'll
says.
definitely see.
We'll see what The Rock got planned for us. Yeah, that's big, man. I'm definitely gonna be in. You talk about competitiveness. Holy smoke!
They got most of the best teams from both, in my opinion.
Right.
Like I said, I would have swapped the Gamblers for the Roughnecks just because the Roughnecks are always competitive. But hey, I would love to see DC go up against Birmingham and
Take my money. Take it. Take my money for that. What? 2 good teams like that?
Hey, just please, for the love of God, do not do what the USFL has been doing and playing that hub city crap. Please don't do that.
Oh yeah.
For the love of God, don't do that.
Yeah.
Have them play respective cities.
Right,
Much
that's
like-
what the XFL did. And DC and St. Louis showed up and showed out every single week.
That's a fact.
Especially
DC's
St.
nice.
Louis. They never had lower than 30,000 in the dome.
DC got take.
DC be pack. St. Louis be packing their dome, bro. That's where the Rams used to play, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember, boy, that was back in the day.
Hopefully,
Feel like it.
my stars, man.
Word.
Definitely Philly G. Yeah, I hope
Word.
so.
I know, right? Hey, you guys watching the show right now, man. Going across the screen, vote. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. And see who will be the 2023 Real Sports Podcast MVP. It will be revealed this Saturday, 2-year anniversary show. Get them votes in, man. Hit them numbers. 1 for Q-Dog, 2 for Young Mark, 3 for Philly G, 4 for Deuce, and 5 for Rockstar Rock. Get them votes in. If you're watching, I don't care if you're part of the group or part of the show or whatever. Put them in. Put them in now. All right, man. I got scores for you guys. I got some scores, man. Let's start this thing up here. Thursday night's game, of course, man. The Dallas Cowboys, they defeat the Seattle Seahawks 41-35. The Los Angeles Chargers, they defeat the New England Patriots 6-0. 6.
Shout out Khalil Mack.
Holy.
Win.
Come on home, Khalil. Stop playing. Come on home. Come on.
Khalil Mack was the only bright spot in that game.
Yeah. Come on home, Khalil. Second in the league in sacks, too.
Yeah, he needed to
He
come
doing his
on.
thing. He doing his thing this year. The Detroit Lions, they defeat the New England Saints 33-28.
New England Saints.
I'm sorry, New Orleans Saints.
Relocation.
I was gonna let it ride. I was like,
GC, don't jump me, bro. When I get there. The New Orleans
the quarterback situation about the same between the two of them.
Facts. Jeez. The Atlanta Falcons, man, they beat the New York Jets 13-8. The Arizona Cardinals, they defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-10. The Indianapolis Colts, they defeat the Tennessee Titans in the AFC South Division game 31-28. The Miami Dolphins, they beat the brakes of the Washington Commanders 45-15. The Houston Texans, they snapped 5-game win streak of the Denver Broncos as they defeat the Broncos 22-17. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they defeat the Carolina Panthers 21-18. The Los Angeles Rams, they defeat the Cleveland Browns 36-19. And the San Francisco 49ers, they defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 42-19. Come on, Philly G.
he said I got 2 minutes.
Well,
All right.
I'll go through the rest and I'll give the floor to Philly G.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
You good, brother? The Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, they defeat the Kansas City Chiefs.
I told y'all that wasn't going to happen.
19, baby. Go Pack, go.
Remember I said that, host? I said they wasn't going to lose that Lambeau to the Chiefs. Like, come on.
I watched majority of that game, man. I got to shout out to Jordan Love, bro.
Shout out to AJ Dillon.
He is turning it around. Huh?
Shout out to AJ Dillon for that extra 9. I have him as a
man. AJ was running it too, man. But Jordan Love is really turning around. I'm glad for him. I'm really glad. You could tell he's putting the work in, get better.
For sure.
And I didn't catch this game, but I heard it was a thriller. Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals, they get the win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 34-31. Big spoiler. All right, man. Well, let's go back to the San Francisco, the game of the week, actually. The San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. It is a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. And I'm going to give the floor to Philly G on this one. Philly G, take it away, brother.
So first off, to Soho and the Niner gang, y'all played a hell of a game, and y'all beat our ass.
Yeah.
I'm making sure for them. This was a payback game for them from last year. Congratulations. Now, as far as my team, get your shit together. We got to play that. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
It's out there now. You good?
Get your stuff together.
Uh-huh.
Because we got to play Dallas this Sunday. If you're not angry now, you better be angry on Sunday. Because we beat them, we win this division. You can get punched in the mouth, but it depends on how you respond to it. I'm okay with being 10-2 right now, but I'm not gonna get comfortable. But then again, I'm not out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't get comfortable either. I've been telling Eagles fans all season, stay calm, we getting it together.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Desai took responsibility. I like to see that. That's our defensive coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
for those that don't know. Good. But make some more plays, like, blitz more or something. Because Dak Prescott, I keep my comments to myself, but he is playing good. But he got to start throwing some picks at some point. This will be the game to turn around. We just got Shaq. Let's do this thing. Let's finish it out.
Agree.
You got 5 games left. You got Dallas, Seahawks, 2 games against the Giants, and the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no reason why we don't go 5-0 here.
I agree. He could.
And like I was telling you post before the show, Mark, you about to learn this as well. Bradbury was not targeted in that game at all. If some would say that he played a hell of a game. But to be honest, they didn't go his way. They tore us up across the middle. That's why we got Shaq Leonard.
Yeah.
Darius Slay, you're getting a little soft for me, bro. You're mad because Seth Joyner pointed out points. That's correct. I love you, Slay. We all do. But you got to play better. For the sake of my fantasy, I'm happy that IU got those points. But at the same time, you don't let them do that. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing is, I want to send a shout out to Reed Blankenship. Even though, host, you said he only made 3 tackles, right?
Yeah, 3.
I felt like he was the only player on the field that wanted to lay the wood on somebody and make a big play.
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
No,
outside of the defensive line, he was the only one trying to make tackles and make things happen.
Yeah.
But all in all, no excuses here. We got punched in the mouth. Now it's time to respond. 49ers, y'all the real deal. But we will be seeing you again. That's how I feel about it, host.
I like Philly G, man. You really sound like a coach coming out right there. You really sound like a coach. Yeah, I mean, you took an arse whooping. You took a good one. Yeah. But like I told you, man,
take it on the chin.
I say it every year. I rather take mine in the season than take it in the playoffs.
Take it now, because if you would have got all the way there, 14-3, 13-4, whatever. Oh yeah, we got the number 1 seed, and you take a smacking like that.
Man, if they'd have beat y'all in the playoffs like that, your stock would have dropped.
Oh, this offseason would have been bad. I talked a lot of.
Yeah, your stock would have dropped.
Whew.
Took it,
Good. And Nick Sirianni, stop being so soft. To Big Dom, I feel like you was wrong to get ejected. I feel the same way about Dre Greenlaw. But once again, we're gonna hold off on that for another conversation. That's all I got to say, host.
Okay, got you. Mark?
Well, that humble pie's on me, ain't it? That humble pie's on me. Hey, Philly G, how you like your Eagles? Fried or extra crispy, my man? Good God Almighty!
That's what Philly G. That's what you go get, bro. That's what you go get.
I told this man since the NFC Championship game, take a page out of the book of Kendrick Lamar. Sit down and be humble. You got the win. Congratulations. Celebrate it and enjoy it. But don't get out there and start bragging, talking mad shit like you just beat the crap out of the 49ers. You got lucky in the NFC Championship game. San Francisco, remember that joint. And I've been telling you every single day since that NFC Championship game concluded. But when the 49ers see y'all again, they're going to open up a big old, good old-fashioned, fresh can of ass whooping, and they unleashed it straight on y'all, bro. They dropped the biggest keg of whoop ass on Philadelphia in your own house, bro. How you let another team come in your crib, smack you around, kiss a girl in the cheek, pose her for a couple of pictures, and then dip like they own the place? That is embarrassing, my man. But hey, it happens. If only y'all would have been more humble. If only y'all just would have been like, hey, hats off to the 49ers. It's unfortunate what happened to them. We hope to get the chance to play them again, but we're on to the Super Bowl. If they would have gone any link down that route, this all could have been forgiven. It would have just been a normal competitive game. But no.
I've been trying
the city of brotherly love just had to get on their high horse like they just won a championship. And look what happened.
But listen, Mark, I don't mean to cut you off. I know you probably got a little bit more. Me, I've tried that this week. I've tried saying, y'all played a hell of a game. Congratulations, respect. But then you got some people coming, oh man, you're trash. No need for it. There's no need for it. I gave you your respect. But I'm also from Philly. I don't care. Because if you really want me to go back to being that, I can be that. But I'm not going to be. Last year is last year. We got to let it go.
You can't put trash in Philadelphia in the same sentence. You can't put trash in Philadelphia in the same sentence. No, they just had a bad game. I mean, it was time for them to have a bad game. It was time.
And that's how it goes. This gauntlet.
But with all due respect, host, they've been having bad games all season.
Very true.
Again, I understand. We excused it because they were winning.
Yeah.
But Philly G, correct me if I'm wrong. Have you guys had a true breakout dominant win at any point this season?
That's it.
At one point, you had to come from behind against the Patriots.
Yeah.
We cannot excuse that.
Yeah.
And it's like I was telling hosts as well, Mark, on the road, we play better, but it's not dominant wins. It's just not. You look at the Chiefs game, they had 6 mistakes, 6 drop balls, to be specific. And then a fumble. We capitalized on it, won the game. What was it, 21-17?
Yeah, you came from behind.
Yeah.
It's too close. But then
Same thing with Buffalo. You came from behind.
Washington Commanders, who almost beat us.
Twice.
True.
Yeah, twice. And you still pulled away, but once again, not a dominant game. You let the Bills come in after they had a bad game. No, they had a great game. They had a great game against the Jets. But still, the Bills, at the way that they playing right now, come on, man.
All I'm saying to you, Philly G, and the Eagles fans all over the world, I personally have a lot of respect for you when you're not playing the 49ers. Y'all lost me on that one. But I'm concerned about you guys going forward because, again, you haven't had that signature, dominant Philadelphia win yet this season. You've either been playing from behind or got punched in the mouth and couldn't really respond. So, and that's kind of, in my opinion, that's a dangerous game to play, especially when you start getting closer and closer to the playoffs, because that's when you're really going to start to get everybody's best shot. And it's easier to make a comeback in the regular season against New England, but it's a whole other thing to make that same comeback in the playoffs against a team like the 49ers. Even, even the Seahawks or Dallas, if they play you guys. I feel like they give you a run for your money. So y'all better tighten up and get that together and start getting not only some wins together, but some dominant wins. You got to put the fear of Philadelphia back into those opponents so that they know, hey, bro, we going to the link. That ain't going to be no easy task.
This is definitely not the same team last year. As host has pointed out multiple times on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That team last year wouldn't let that 42 hang.
Mm-mm.
I ain't even trying to throw shade when I say this, but it's literally all the heart and all the fire that y'all had went to Arizona and Indianapolis. Because notice how both of those teams do not quit. They do not give up. They have the fight of a champion in them. Records aren't as good as y'all's, but that's where y'all 2 former coordinators went to. Those 2, it's literally the heart and the fire from y'all team went with it.
And to end it all, to end this conversation, because we got to move on with the show or whatever, Mark. Honestly, bro, I'm happy that you said that because great minds think alike. I even said that a few weeks ago. I said even with Jonathan Gannon, Jonathan wasn't scared a few times to blitz. Desai has not blitzed. And in this offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson, he should have stayed the QB coach. We should have went out there and found a real offensive coordinator. The play calling has been questionable. What's been going on in the Eagles fan base, and I don't know if there's Eagles fans watching, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We're concerned about Brian Johnson's play calling. You have talent. There's no reason why we shouldn't be running the ball. There's no reason why we shouldn't be throwing the rock down the field multiple times. I'm not saying throw it 50 times because we've been doing that, and look where it's gotten us. 42-19 at home. And now we got to face a Dallas team who is well rested, and they have a record to hold on to at home.
Yep.
You don't think that they're looking at that game and saying, oh, if the 49ers can do it,
we've been doing it. You guys beat them the last time, too, so they probably got a little bit extra juice.
Exactly. But if they win this, We're tied at 4-1 in the division, and we got 2 games left of the division.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna get off of it too, but I do want to add this though. Part of I'm not gonna say part of it, but this is AJ Brown has to step up. He has to step up more. I didn't see too much of it. He's a big guy, and he really should have stepped up more. And I know, he did what he could. But,
and Devontae stepped up.
But that's what I'm saying. Devontae was targeted more than AJ, but AJ is more of promoted as a dog, but he's not a dog. He's not a dog, bro.
And it was like in the beginning of that game, the slant routes. We stopped doing the slants, host.
Yeah.
And Mark, I know you seen the game too. Them slant routes was killing. I won't say killing the 49ers, but it was getting us down the field.
That was when you had success.
But he's not. AJ Brown is not a dog. That's what I'm saying. That's why I named those dogs like Justin Jefferson. Like that dude's a dog because he would have put that team. He would have put that team on his back. He would have did something. Who else? Damn.
Low-key, you can say Jamar Chase is a dog too. He stepped. When Brownie was in that game last night, I knew you didn't get to catch it, host, but Jamar was doing everything that he possibly could to will Cincinnati to victory. He only had one drop in the entire game.
Yeah. Philly is, of course, like last year. I say it again. Philly last year was blowing teams out. They was putting 40s up left and right. And, and part of it was the staff. But now it's something new. Okay. But you still have that prestige from last season, and it's coming over to now. But like Mark said, man, when these big dogs coming up, this is the regular season. But I'm telling you, playoffs like this, man, you gotta, boy, this is the heat is on you. Well, I ain't gonna say you, but you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so the heat is out. You're at the top of the food chain right now. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up. Philadelphia it's a reverse role because the 49ers, they came in with a lot of they wanted some get back because y'all knocked out Brock Purdy. Y'all knocked their quarterback out. Just that get back is the same get back you did when you beat the Chiefs, because the Chiefs screwed y'all out of the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? So now you had that mentality. You had that mentality. Now the Eagles, when y'all play in Arrowhead, y'all Brandon Graham and everybody else, we're gonna beat the Chiefs, and that's how they came in. We're gonna beat the Eagles. It's like a food chain, man. But y'all at the top still. So like I said, you took a big L.
Hey, Philly G, I got a question for you, bro. Were you sweating at all when you saw Marcus Mariota start to warm up?
Oh, I did. I sweated for him. I sweated for him.
Christian was here. The best part of this, Christian was with me that day watching his Panthers, lose a little bit on the TV.
Shout out
to
Chris.
When I saw Marcus Mariota, I'm like, well, that's the game. I wasn't sweating it. I was like, well, that's the game. That's it. That's a wrap. Now, I will say, when I saw Jalen Hurts, I was like, let's go. But then I realized the score. I'm like, we got to focus on Dallas. Yeah. We beat Dallas. Like,
just got to get that dog. Got to get that dog mentality back, and you'll be all right.
So I ain't going to my head or nothing like that. Like I said, better team.
No, you said.
Yep.
Just got to get that dog mentality back.
Yeah.
That was all the scores for Week 13. Real briefly, man, we're gonna talk football real briefly. You guys in the live chat, you guys just bear with us. But we're talk about Joe Flacco. Wow, the 15-year veteran, Joe Flacco,
out of Delaware.
Former Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Now he did do that. So let's talk about him real quick. Joe Flacco demonstrates newness to the Browns in amusing fashion during the loss to the Rams. In a year of quarterbacking by committee throughout the NFL, no team has had a revolving door quite like the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland has started 4 signal callers this season: Deshaun Watson, Dorian Thompson Robinson, PJ Walker, and now Joe Flacco. Somehow the Browns have emerged 7-5 and remain in the thick of the AFC postseason race. The casual fan may see Cleveland's record and wonder whether the Browns have been seamlessly, through skill or luck, able to trot out any one body in 2023. This has hardly been the case, as Flacco proved Sunday to humorous effect in a clip that circulated following Cleveland's 36-19 loss to the Rams Sunday. I wish I could play that, but the NFL will not allow me. But Flacco is shown checking his wristband mere seconds before a snap to refresh his memory of the play calling. Flacco had been elevated to the active roster on Saturday and was returned to the practice squad on Monday. You talking about up, back down. Seemingly disregarding the transit nature of his assignment, Flacco posted a solid statistical line of 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Joe Flacco, Mark, quarterback, 15 years, 15-year veteran. Joe Flacco is now another Cleveland Brown quarterback. Man, Cleveland has the worst problem when it comes to quarterback.
That jersey with all the different quarterback names on it that started with Tim Couch.
Oh
man, that jersey mad long now.
Oh my God, Tim
hey,
Couch.
y'all know what meme I'm talking about? It's a meme of somebody like where he just crossed out the quarterback name and just replaced it with the next person. Oh God, that thing is long, but
it is.
Yeah, Flacco played really well. I was flipping back and forth between that game and the Eagles game. On Sunday. He brought stability and a calmness and that veteran presence to the offense. He was really solid, really sharp. The only mistake that he made was late in the game. They were trying to make the comeback, and then that's where he threw the interception. But the game was much closer than the score entailed. But yeah, definitely shout out to Joe Flacco. You definitely don't expect that for somebody that's been in the league this long at the age that he is. But hey, man, if you still got it, you still got it. So my hat's off to him. But also, I want to tip the cap also to the Rams as well. You know, they come from the dead. Like, I really thought they weren't going to hit on nothing this year.
Me too.
Especially coming off of the season they had last year. But
true.
Right now, they're sitting at 500 and still in the hunt. So shout out to both of them for proving that there's life even after the analysts say you should be done.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I didn't see the Rams. The Rams are really in the thick of things now. They are getting 6-6 now. I think they're tied with the Vikings.
And they swept Seattle too, so that could be huge down the stretch.
Yeah, it is, man. Wow, that's all I can say. Wow, Philly G, Joe Flacco, man, 15 years. This guy's still playing. I can't believe that the Browns called him up, but I mean, who else you gonna call? So, what do you think about Joe Flacco?
I feel like he, like Mark was saying, it was a good performance up until like the pick on a comeback drive. Honestly, man, I don't know why he's back on the practice squad after a showing like that. Outside of the one pick, everything on there says, all right, let's start him for right now, see where it takes us. From what I've been hearing, though, outside of Joe, Kevin Stefanski might be on the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about that before the season started.
Oh, yeah.
But, Host and Mark, I got one question for you.
Yes, sir.
What do they have to lose? Play the man.
Yeah.
He's a 15-year vet. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't disagree with you, Philly G. I think that they probably moved him back down to the practice squad just so he can get more reps and try to get more comfortable in the offense.
Exactly.
So they still have PJ Walker on the roster. They still have DTR, who's the rookie. So I guess they'll see what they'll do from there. PJ Walker played really well, but he had a lot of reckless throws and threw a lot of interceptions at times where he really shouldn't have. So if you ask me, I think they give him one more week on the practice squad. After they elevate him the second time, he can't go back to the practice squad. So I think he'll be elevated one more time, probably before their upcoming game, especially if DTR is still in that concussion protocol. And I think he'll ride the season out being the number 1 and number 2, and I think they might let PJ go.
Yeah, I agree with Mark. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he will be the starter. They play the Jaguars next. They're going to need him. They're gonna need him big. Actually, yeah, they're gonna need him. I wouldn't start DTR
like that host against the Rams. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't start him against DTR. I don't think a high-powered defense like the Jags, who's really ticked off right now, losing that game. No, I go with Flacco. I agree with Mark. Mark. Yeah,
I would not put
go.
PJ back in there.
Nah, bro.
Because he has a connection, like Joe. What I saw from what they were showing, while I was watching the Eagles game, him and Elijah Moore have a connection. I know Amari was knocked out with a concussion, correct?
Yeah, he had a concussion early in the game.
You want to build chemistry with your team, and with him being on the practice squad, like you said, Mark. Yeah, let him get comfortable and let him get used to the offense. And once he does that, I feel like they'll be straight.
Yeah. Cleveland has to do something in a hurry because they're starting to dwindle. They're 7-5, so they're starting to dwindle. You could the AFC, you can go. You be gone quick.
Even with them sitting at 7-5, though, hosting Philly G, I agree with Philly G because at the beginning of the season when we were doing our off-season predictions, I spoke to that where I thought Stefanski was definitely on the hot seat.
Me too.
If it didn't work out with Deshaun, I think honestly now, given how despite the constant turmoil at quarterback, the fact that he's kind of kept that team afloat with a winning record, I think he's bought himself at least a little bit more time, like maybe another year or so at least. But I think if anybody's on the hot seat in Cleveland, it should definitely be their general manager because, boy, you fumbled the bag big time between getting rid of Baker and then that big old Deshaun Watson contract that's now fully guaranteed, not working out at all. He can't stay healthy to save his life now. I think the GM is the one that really should be on the hot seat up there. I think Stefanski has earned at least another year, in my humble opinion.
They should have kept Baker.
Man, I've been saying that for I don't know how long, Philly G. But we ain't gonna get into it.
And then we're gonna get off the hose, but quick.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know how I feel about Baker. He wore that Oklahoma red, but that's outside of the point. He's a good player. And as I said, good. He's working his way up to great. He's a good player. And honestly, Host and Mark, if they would have kept him, who knows what this is? I don't think they would be 7-5. They'd probably be better, especially with that Jim Schwartz defense playing the way that they're playing. So,
Baker Mayfield, he brought a lot of excitement to Cleveland. He brought hope.
Yeah,
he did. He brought it. He brought hope and excitement.
Like, we know that y'all can win games, but y'all kind of like the Carolina Panthers, but good.
Yeah.
There's no excitement.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, I had to put y'all out there. Yeah.
Yeah. They definitely Baker Mayfield was he brought some excitement and some belief back into Cleveland against when you went 11-5 and knock off the Steelers in the first round. And the thing I like about Baker Mayfield, not to get on him so much, but I just like I love his play action. I love it. I love it when he works that thing to perfection. When he play action, those of you know what play action when you wheel around from fake it to the running back and he moves at the same time. Oh man, Baker is one of the best when it comes down to that. But he brought some excitement to Cleveland, and I think it's kind of like starting to bite Cleveland a little bit. You don't see the excitement what they had when he was there. And Deshaun, who is a superstar, but he just don't bring that excitement. Like the dog pound was barking. Like you don't really see that excitement no more in Cleveland. But I think definitely
Deshaun could stay healthy, and if Deshaun didn't have that off the field mess on him, it might be a different story with the enthusiasm. But they should have never got rid of Baker.
Baker came in at the right time when Cleveland was struggling, and he brought them out of that. What they were.
I wonder who on this show said that Baker was the only one that could do that. Wow, I wonder who said
that. He did. But it's the truth. I mean, they were struggling for a long time, man. He came in and like I said, he gave him hope and belief, and he played his arse off. He did. He did. Look, took him to the playoffs. Beat the Steelers first round. Who wouldn't it? Nobody even seen that coming. And for the first time in a long time, because I remember Cleveland from Bernie Kosar days or whatever. And man,
Oh,
they
those were the
was
days.
yeah, it was
Vinny
man.
Testaverde.
Vinny Testaverde, yeah, exactly. And so but after that it stopped, and then that's when the revolving door of quarterbacks came in.
Vinny was,
Quinn and all the so all the all them came in. And but here come Baker.
right.
Here come Baker, man, and bam, bam, bam. Now he got commercials, and everything.
I ain't seen a Baker Mayfield commercial.
No, you're not gonna see them. You're not gonna see them. Yeah,
Speaking of
Vinny.
Vinny, are we about to talk about the Jets and Robert Saleh?
Oh yes, sir. Let's go there. Good point. Thank you, Philly G. Let's segue on in that. The Jets. We're gonna talk about the Jets real quick here. Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are putting their Aaron Rodgers safety net to rest. There was a plan to put in place before this season by the Jets that included qualifying for the playoff for the first time in 13 seasons, potentially winning the AFC East for the first time in 22 years, and possibly going to the Super Bowl for the first time in 56 years. It was a gaudy plan for sure, but it felt possible with the acquisition of Aaron Rodgers, a proven championship quarterback wearing green and white for the first time since Joe Namath. You don't have to be a diehard follower of the Jets to know how this turned out. Now this plan. The fall of the Jets, who lost their 5th consecutive game on Sunday at MetLife Stadium, a 13-8 pillow fight with the Falcons, feels like it's happening as rapidly as Rodgers' Achilles tendon rolling up the calf of his left leg like a window shade on the 4th offseason play of the season. That's bad. This is New York Times with this, not me. Even with the losing season that this has devolved into, Rodgers figured to represent a get-out-of-jail-free card for those who run the Jets. Head coach Robert Saleh and general manager Joe Douglas. There's been an assumption with Rodgers vowing to return in 2024 that ownership will run it all back with the same leaders and try again. But the way the Jets are playing now, particularly on offense, you have to wonder if there's an expiration date on that get-out-of-jail-free card. Let's go back to Mark again. Do you fire Robert Saleh?
This is a very difficult conversation to have. And the reason why I say that is the on-the-field product from the offensive side of the football would say yes. But at the same time, you look at what he's done with the defense and how elite they've become since he took over, you almost want to say no. It's like he's kind of like caught in the middle of it. He's not an offensive guy, so you don't expect him to be able to tune up the offense and get that going. And I do think, let's go ahead and call it what it is, they drafted a very large bust at number 2 overall in Zach Wilson a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
But I can't blame him and Joe Douglas for that, because if I recall, the GM who drafted Zach Wilson was literally let go by the Jets shortly after the draft, like not even a full month after the draft. They let go of the GM that brought him in. So shout out to him. He sunk the team on the way out. But it's like on one hand, like I said, the on the field play from the offense says, yes, get Saleh the hell out of there and get him a new head coach. But just based off what he's done for that defense and him being strictly a defensive guy, I say keep him. And you're not just gonna have to draft another quarterback to succeed Aaron Rodgers. I don't think you can place, like we saw this year, I don't think you can place all your bets on an aging quarterback like that. But I think if anybody should be let go, it should maybe be the GM that's there now. Just for the simple fact that Zach Wilson hasn't shown you much of anything. You've done little to nothing to try to upgrade that position long term and fix it outside of going to get Aaron Rodgers. And then even some of the free agents they brought in for Aaron Rodgers haven't worked out this year, like from Nathaniel Hackett to Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard and those boys. Haven't heard a peep from them. So if anything, I'm looking at the offensive staff and the GM that might get the axe, but I just don't think you can give up a defensive genius like Robert Saleh, given how well the defense has played through all this crap.
True. Philly G, do you fire Robert Salah. You keep him.
So I want to start off real quick, host, because you mentioned the GM as well.
Okay.
I'd be fine with him getting fired, and I'll tell you why. He helped us win a Super Bowl. A lot of people don't know that. He was on our personnel. He's very good at picking people.
Wow, okay.
May not seem like that, but when he became a GM with the Jets, I was questioning, like, where the hell are you going? He hasn't done much with the Jets. So with that being said, about Robert Salah, no. I think that would be stupid. That would set you back even more as far as the offensive side.
That's true.
Because I agree with what Mark was saying. This defense, and I'm a victim of their team, they take the ball away from you. They try to suffocate your team. They try to play one-dimensional.
Oh, yeah.
And they're very good. Speaking of that loss that we took, they were on like their third strings and still got 3 picks. So that shows you how good Robert Saleh is as far as a defensive coordinator, motivator as well.
I agree. Motivator.
As far as that staff, I never even heard about the staff hosting Mark. I don't even know who the hell is the OC. I don't know nothing.
Nathaniel Hackett?
It's Nathaniel Hackett.
Who?
The dude who bombed out in Denver and was literally brought in to be the offensive coordinator because of Aaron Rodgers.
He was the star show when they played Denver, boy.
I'm really starting to question that decision because, again, I understand Zach Wilson is a very trash quarterback. I get that. But when you look at Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland that we just got done talking about, or when you look at freaking Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, the really great offensive minds can win with no matter who's playing quarterback. For whatever reason, Nathaniel Hackett just cannot get anything. He can't get any kind of creativity, any kind of juice out of none of their quarterbacks. And
you ain't kidding.
Especially coming after that abysmal performance he had as a head man in Denver.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in him.
With Jabril Wilson and Anthony Lazard, you got Breece Hall. Like, you got a pretty nice offense, but like you said,
they got Dalvin Cook. He ain't been doing nothing. They just got rid of Tim Boyle today, so.
Yeah, Tim Boyle gone.
Hey, man, I'm happy to not be a Jets fan. I swear to God. I'm happy to wear the shade of green, bro. I swear I am.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers, if he he will be back next year. I don't think that's enough. Like Mark said, they're gonna have to go into the woodshed and they're gonna have to sort some things out big time, because one thing we know about Aaron Rodgers, when things don't go right, you will hear it from him. You will hear it. And Aaron Rodgers, believe it or not, he has a lot of clout. And Aaron Rodgers kind of own this organization, run this organization. So they're just gonna have to rebuild. This is an ugly season. I'm gonna read this real quick. We're gonna go ahead on. What is it? Where was that? It's difficult to fathom should the Jets lose the rest of their games, which is imminently possible, given the fact that they don't have an NFL caliber quarterback among the 3 healthy ones that have on the roster, that Johnson doesn't lose whatever patience he has left. I know Jets fans want to pelt for this, and they're rapidly turning against the head coach because he always the first to bear the brunt of the frustration, which is true. You're going to come at the coach. When you losing like this, the coach is the first one to go. The coach, then the quarterback. It's going to go.
I mean, but if you got a defensive-minded head coach, I mean,
yes,
again, what the hell do you expect him to do with any quarterback, let alone a trash quarterback like Zach Wilson? What do you expect?
You bring in an offensive coordinator like Frank Wright.
Shit. Wow.
Frank does better with veteran quarterbacks. He might work with Aaron, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to want to come back.
No, he want to work with. He want to work with. Yeah, he want to work with. Yeah, that's all. He want to work with Nathaniel. That's why he came. Most part of it, why he came to.
But listen, you fire Nathaniel Hackett. You bring in Frank Wright. People forget Carson Wentz was an MVP caliber player before ACL injury.
Very true.
We want to with Nick
But
Foles.
but you
With
don't
all
want
due
to.
respect, bro, man, I think that shine is long gone off of Frank Reich. Just
Oh God, yeah.
just for the simple fact,
When he
even
left
if you
Philly.
want to discount, what he did this past season in Carolina, go back to last year when he was the head coach with the Colts. Matt Ryan literally fell off the face of the earth in that Frank Reich offense. They have
True.
not been relevant since Phillip Rivers played there almost 3 seasons ago.
Facts.
I think the shine is completely off of Frank, man. And I got mad love for Frank Reich. He's a University of Maryland alum. He's my guy, but I just think that shine completely wore off of him in Indianapolis, if you ask me.
But don't forget, we also took Shane Steichen from him last year.
True.
You
don't want to get rid of you don't want to get rid of Hackett, because again, at the end of the day, you got to make Aaron Rodgers happy.
What you should do, Jets, put my car salesman hat on. You get a Las Vegas Raiders a call. We give you Kolton Miller and Devontae Adams.
Oh, you're wild.
You give us Garrett Wilson and Will McDonald. Or if you're willing to give him up, we'll take Quentin Williams as well. You give Aaron Rodgers not only some protection, which he desperately needs when he comes back. Lord knows he does. And you also give him his best friend, a wide receiver. We both help each other. Let's talk.
It's not a bad trade.
It's not. This is actually the first trade I actually agree with Mark. Wow.
It's not a bad trade.
If you give us these 5 players, you'll get one. Like, what the?
Jabril. So you said Jabril Wilson and Quentin Williams?
If we can get either Will McDonald, who's the young man from Iowa State that they took in the draft this year, who I really wanted.
Cornerback?
He's an outside linebacker. So another person to help pass rush alongside Max.
We need a cornerback.
We get Will McDonald and Garrett Wilson because we're going to need wide receiver in exchange for Devontae and Kolton Miller.
I'll take it.
But would
we get a wide receiver for the future, and we also get Mad Max to help. He definitely deserves it.
Devontae is the bait. He's the bait. They're going to bite.
Rumor has it they were trying to get him this offseason.
Yeah. Devontae is he will bite. See, that will make Devontae will be the X factor that make the Jets bite on that. That's a pretty
then he was back with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Champ Kelly, if you listen to Mr. Episode right here. I see that's pretty decent though. I get down with
if
that.
You can get Quentin Williams instead of Will McDonald, definitely go for Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
Quentin and Mad Max.
And whoever's watching, y'all watching live, y'all probably like, what? You gonna get rid of Devontae? But at this point, man, I'm not saying Devontae is bad, not at all. But sometimes you gotta move the goalpost a little further.
You gotta know when to hold him, host.
Yeah, man, you got to, man. And I don't want to let him go, but he that guy's there because of Derek Carr. But we don't have Derek Carr no more, so
send him back.
We let him move on.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I send him to the Jets because we don't hardly play the Jets. We don't hardly play them. So I mean, go ahead, bro.
Right.
You reunite with Rodgers. You ain't gonna play them about a good 1 or 2 years together. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Oh, that's a good. I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you.
You could be with him on his way out of his career.
Yeah. That's a pretty decent trade. I'm with that. Got me thinking.
Appreciate it.
Got me thinking on that one. All right, man. That was the Jets, and that was the Cleveland Browns, man. We talked about Joe Flacco, and we talked about those Jets, man. It's great football discussion coming from yours truly, the pride of Philadelphia, Philly G, and Mr. Episode, Young Mark. All right, man. Now let's get to who's the winner here. Let's get to the winner. Feel it? Oh Man.
Survivor right now. I'm about to get voted off the island.
Oh, oh yeah, it do feel like that, like Survivor. Oh yeah, who's gonna get voted? All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, solo. He's solo. This winner is solo this week. The winner of week 13 and the king of prediction champion. The winner, Young Mark.
Ah, feels so good to be back. Q-Dog couldn't cheat off me this week. Yes, sir. The people's champ is back.
That's right. Young Mark, ladies and gentlemen, is the king of prediction champion. He is. And again, he is. Put on that belt, sir.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir.
Every single championship that the Real to Sports podcast has to offer has been in my possession at least once.
Taking it down.
Belt collector.
That's right. The showcase.
NBA, NFL.
He's a grand champion.
Hey, man.
The record, bringing up the real. Philly G. Philly G, bring up the record. I mean, I said the record. Bring up the rear. Philly G, 7-6.
I know. I was counting it too. I was like,
7-6.
I would have picked the Rams and the Cardinals. I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah. Q-Dog, 9-4. 9-4. And the champ, the new champ, Mr. Episode, 10-3. 10-3. Mr. Episode.
Our record after Sunday.
Mr. Episode goes 10-3. That's not bad. You know one thing, when you win though, you know, you put up double digits.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, you do put up double digits.
When you going up against guys like Wall Street and Philly G and Deuce and the rest of the gang, man, you gotta bring your A game for real.
Well, that is the truth.
Especially when I'm a wild card. The Maverick. My bad. The Maverick.
The Maverick. You don't know about the Maverick, baby. Philly Gzo. Oh.
Which three did I get wrong? Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and who else?
Damn it, I should have picked it.
What's going on here? I lost my I ain't get my wife up here for that. You lost was it Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and Jesus, what was mine?
I know, it was the Jets. I picked the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You picked the Jets.
Yeah. Like a fool.
Hey, no, but I told y'all on the show, if they kept Atlanta out of the end zone, they would win.
Yeah, but look, you see how you said that and you picked the Jets? I did the same thing with James Conner and still picked the Steelers. Yeah. I know.
You only had 3 losses, so I mean that's still pretty impressive.
Better than 6. Damn it.
I'll take it.
Well, really quick, man, we're gonna go to the Thursday night game, man. New England Patriots. They travel a little bit further down as they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Philly G. New England or Pittsburgh?
Honestly, bro, the 6-0 loss is a loss, but you held the Chargers to 6. But then you got a team that lost to the Cardinals in an upset game that was delayed multiple times. I'll stick with it. There ain't gonna be no delay. Steelers by 10.
The Steel. Mr. Episode.
Host, why you got me picking this game, man?
I know, bro. This is ugly for Amazon. They starting to fall off now, bro.
You got one team that has no offense to speak of versus another team with no offense to speak of, and they're starting their backup quarterback.
Somebody got to win.
Oh,
Yeah, this is.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even watching that game. Y'all know it.
Hell no.
I ain't watching it.
I'm gonna
But,
be 2K or something like that.
Word, something.
but James Conner's on that team. James Conner went to Oklahoma State University. That's still my alma mater. That's still my beloved school. Go Pokes! I'm going with the ugly team from Pittsburgh.
Did you say James Conner?
No, I said Jalen Warren.
You said James Conner.
I don't know.
No, I said Jalen Warren.
All right.
Well, Jalen Warren it is. who is doing his thing in Pittsburgh, bro?
He's doing his thing. He all right. He made me eat my words, but Najee's still out there. So it's, you know, they didn't do nothing on Sunday though. So.
All right, the quick fix is in, man. The quick fix is in to start week 14 off. Man, we already in week 14. It's crazy. Week 14 started off, man. Both Philly G and Young Mark has picked the Pittsburgh Steelers over the New England Patriots.
Watch us lose.
I doubt it. oh, yeah. Because y'all went Pittsburgh last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God dang.
But I feel more confident in this one.
Yeah.
Host,
Okay. Yeah.
I won't be mad if I'm wrong. Let me switch that. I'm gonna say the Patriots.
You gonna go to Patriots?
I'll go with the Patriots. Patriots win by 7.
The Maverick. He stepped up.
I think that beatdown he took from San Francisco gave him a concussion.
All right, Patriots it is, sir. All right, the
So
Maverick.
y'all check on Deuce for his beatdown.
The Maverick has spoken. The Maverick has spoken. All right, man. We are at the end, man. 8:31 here in Greensboro, North Carolina. That's our show for today, man. As always, man, we want to thank you for watching another episode of Sports to Talk About, man. Sports to Talk About. Remember, the voting, get your votes in. It's down, going across the screen there. Give us a number. Let's hit the votes, man. Let's get some votes. We really, really appreciate it. We really need your vote to figure out who will be the 2023 Real to Sports Podcast MVP. Please remember, man, to hit that thumbs up for us, man. And that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Follow us on X, aka Twitter and Twitch. Also, you can join our sports group on Facebook, man, the Real Sports Group. And if you're looking for a huge sports, if you're a huge sports fan and want to talk some sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and be a part of some good sports debates, man, the Real Sports Group is the place to be. So go to Facebook, man, type in the search bar, Real the Sports Group, and join. And speaking of the Real Sports Group, man, I want to say, man, happy birthday to the group. Happy birthday to the group. All 64 members, man. Thanking each and every last one of you guys, everyone, for rocking with me, man. Appreciate that, man, for rocking with me and being part of one of the most exciting, fun groups on Facebook. Wow, Mark.
I remember we were just a group on Facebook messaging y'all.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, man. That's
And
crazy.
Long way.
Best friend-in-law brought me for the ride.
Word, man. He did. So it's 3 years. 3 years for the group. 2 years for this podcast coming up. Wow. Look at the time. But like you said, man, we was on Messenger.
Yep.
Look at us, man. Happy birthday. And again, man, I appreciate all 64 members in that group, man. All 64. Appreciate you for still rocking with me. And also, man, I want to appreciate also, man, Mr. Episode. Gotta put Mr. Episode, man. Really pushing that group. He's really pushing that group, doing his thing in there, man. Bringing that fantasy football, man, getting it popping. That's what's up. And also, my group expert, Philly G. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. No doubt. Happy birthday to the Real Sports Group. All right, Mr. Episode.
Oh, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. Like host has said multiple times throughout the show, voting is now open for the Real Sports Podcast MVP. I would encourage each of you to submit a vote. I encourage you guys to send a vote to the good brother Deuce. That's my partner in crime. That's my dog.
The
My brother
Deuce.
from the 985. Ever since Deuce came on the show, he's forced me to step my game up to be the best version of young Mark that you guys see in front of you today. I have to bring my A game. I have to be on my toes, and I have to give the show everything I've got because of Deuce. He really woke that fire in me. So because of him and because of the energy that he brings to the show in a way that only Deuce can, I would encourage you guys to vote Deuce for Real Sports MVP this year.
Ooh, wow.
Shout out my boy from the 985, man.
Word. All right, Deuce. Boy, campaign for you, Deuce. Deuce. Come on back home. Come on back home, bro. Come give me a hug first. Come on back home.
And join the Raider Nation. Leave Pittsburgh behind. Join the silver and black. That's where you belong, dog.
I believe he'll be back.
I don't think he's
I
going.
believe he'll be back. Come on back home, Deuce. Come on, Deuce. Come on. Come here. Shout out to the Deuce, though, man. Shout out to the Deuce, man. All right, man. We are back in the building. We are back in the building this coming Saturday. It is, again, our 2-year anniversary on this platform of YouTube, man. A 2-year anniversary, man. We will have, of course, the predictions for Week 14, and we will have the presentation of the 2023 Real to Sports Podcast MVP. So come on back and help us celebrate the 2-year milestone. And the MVP, as you can see, has started right here on the show tonight, and the voting will start after the show in the Real to Sports group, man. So get your votes in, and the votes in this Friday. Every vote is important. We really, really, really want you to vote. Make this thing fair and square around the way. And also the Real to Sports Talk Show, Saturday, 1 p.m. live right here on YouTube. We're going to get up out of here because I'm hungry. I say that every Tuesday, though. I'm hungry.
You do.
I do. I be hungry, bro. This is what it is. My man, the pride of Philadelphia.
Third game.
Yes, sir.
And go Flyers, baby.
Let's go.
Slap those pins.
Let's go, baby. And my man, Mr. Episode himself.
Hey, man. Come on back to the Real to Sports group on Tuesday. We're revealing who makes the playoffs for the Fantasy Football League. Come on back. Make sure you win there to see who's in.
Ooh, I got to hear that.
We don't need no committee to tell us who's gonna get in. It's based on wins and losses.
Wins and losses.
Come find out.
Keep it fair and square down the middle, man.
I know we got
but
I think that number 1 seed locked up, Mark.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Hey, get them votes in, y'all. Get them votes in. Going across the screen. 1 for Q-Dog, 2 for Young Mark, 3 for Philly G, 4 for the Deuce, and 5 for Rockstar Rock. Hey, man, believe in your team always. But most importantly, with all other things, believe in yourself. Everybody around the world, be safe. And when you be safe, make sure you stay safe. We out. Down